Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Old Time Rock and Roll. I'm your host, David Tier, where all year I've been featuring my personal top 3,000 countdown of roughly what I consider the top 3,000 rock and roll songs of all time, in my opinion, from 1954 to 1999. And today I'm up to number 2987, which is this song here, Dirty Work by Steely Dan. Dirty Work was released as a single in 1973. It didn't chart, um, but it was also released on a very popular album of theirs the previous year called Can't Buy a Thrill, which had a couple other big songs on it, including Reelin' in the Years and Do It Again. But anyway, it's kind of an interesting song. It was very avant-garde for its time, I think, which is probably why it didn't chart. The song is about a young man who has an affair with a married woman who uses him really badly, and in the song he complains to her. He says, "I'm a fool to do your dirty work." I think it's a good song. Um, but anyway, it was released as a single, but it didn't chart. But anyway, let me go back to Steely Dan. Here's a picture of the band early on, and their two founding members were these guys here, Walter Becker and Donald Fagen. Donald Fagen was the lead singer, and Walter Becker was the lead guitarist. And they met at this college here, a very famous liberal arts college in New York State called Bard College, and they went to, like I said, the liberal arts school there. So they met there in 1967, I believe, and they became friends and formed the band Steely Dan. And I learned a very interesting piece of trivia today. It turns out that this guy here, who I'm sure you all know, Chevy Chase, who was a very famous comedian, was actually offered. He was also a mutual friend of Fagan and Becker, and they wanted him to join Steely Dan, but he refused. They wanted to make him the drummer, and I guess he decided he liked comedy better than rock and roll, at least for him. Which I think is really interesting. I really like Chevy Chase. He probably made the right decision to go into comedy because he was a pretty excellent comedian in my opinion. He was one of the original not ready for prime time players on Saturday Night Live, which I believe is still airing. I used to really like that show. I guess during the 70s and 80s, even in the 90s. So I really liked him on this show. He wasn't quite as good an actor. He was also a movie actor. But anyway, I just think that's a really interesting piece of trivia that he could have been a member of Steely Dan. But anyway, that's my profile on song number 2987 on my list, Dirty Work by Steely Dan. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.